Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and oh well, I mean this is going to be tough, I reckon. 3 Good 5 U has supplied us with a couple of puzzles. I think I've done puzzles by 3 Good 5 U twice on the channel, and they're not easy. And this one is called Murder Mystery, and we've done puzzles called Murder Mystery on the channel before, I reckon at least twice, and I think both times they've involved some sort of story and you have to find a murderer. Now, I'm not seeing that in this rule set. I think it's just murder mystery because it involves clues that are known as little killer clues. These sums outside the grid are known as that. And of course, it's a mystery as to which letter represents which digit. I'll do the rules in a moment. Don't forget that on Tuesday, we'll be streaming at 10 PM our time. Check out what that is. Well, actually, you can go to the setup in our channel and it'll tell you what time it is in your time zone. So do check that out. It's Tuesday evening for us. It'll be afternoon for you if you're in the Americas. It'll be morning for you if you're in the subcontinent of Asia. Who knows? Who knows what time it'll be for you elsewhere? We'll be doing it anyway, and you can catch up on it afterwards if you can't watch live. And that's going to be entertaining. Also, we really hope to entertain you with a Kickstarter we're releasing on Tuesday. A Fog of War Sudoku hunt for you to have a go at and read and enjoy. And yeah, we're really looking forward to bringing that to you. Also, of course, you could join us on Patreon, where there's Demono's story hunt already available, and my crossword came out today as well, the Times Monthly Club Special. You could get some of our apps, which are brilliant, frankly, and we recommend them highly. And you could try Sven's SUDOKU Pad or get our merchandise in time for Christmas. There is still time to get it before Christmas, and your loved one will love you ever more if you get Cracking the Cryptic merch for them. That's not a guarantee, it's just a prediction. Right, let's have a look at this puzzle by 3 Good 5 U, which is of course a little bit more than 2 Good 4 U. Normal Sudoku rules apply. That's in the 9x9 grid, clearly. We're going to be putting 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box of this grid. And that's all you have to fill in this puzzle. Clues outside the grid, there are 6 of them. We're not talking about this at the moment. We're talking about the clues outside the grid at the top. Are both little killer clues and look and say little killer clues. That'll be explained. So digits along diagonals pointed to by arrows outside the grid must sum to the number listed, AB in this case, and may repeat along the diagonal if otherwise allowed. Also, so we'll get to what AB means in a moment. Also, the first digit in a clue indicates the number of times the second digit in a clue appears along the indicated diagonal. Clues are encrypted. Letters A to D represent unique digits between 1 and 9 that must be deduced. Question marks, there are a few of those, may represent any digit between 1 and 9, including A to D. And different question marks aren't necessarily the same digit. So if you just assume that question marks represent a digit and are as unhelpful as possible otherwise, you will have the right idea. Now, so let's imagine that AB was the number 53. Then this group of cells would have to add up to 53. And it would also be saying that there were 5 3s, because as a look and say clue, 5 3 means there are 5 3s in that sequence of cells. So that's what it would mean. Wow. I mean, this is just an aid memoir to note down when you found out what A, B, C, and D are, or to narrow them down in. But there's not a lot of information in this puzzle, in my opinion. Give it a try. I have no idea how long it's going to take. I suspect this may be my longest video of the week, though. So I have some idea. Might be wrong. Check the video length. I am going to start now. Let's get cracking. So what on earth do we do here? I mean, we've got nothing to go on. We've got nothing to go on. Okay, here's right, we've got something to go on. Okay, it's the look and say aspect of these clues. No, okay, I'm seeing how maybe it's not just the look and say. Maybe it's also the amount of this diagonal. Right. Incredibly, in this puzzle, I think it may be the case that the 9-cell diagonals are more helpful than the 7-cell ones, which you would normally expect, since there are fewer digits on, there's fewer variation possibility. But if we look at the number of boxes that this diagonal hits, it's 5. It goes into box 1, box 4, box 5, box 8, and box 9. This one, on the other hand, if I could sketch it correctly, only goes into 3 boxes, and that means A, as a look and say clue, can only be 1, 2, or 3. The same must be true for this one. Oh, that was terrible, wasn't it? Sorry. For that diagonal, that only goes into 3 boxes too. So C is also 1, 2, or 3. And now I'm going to do a tiny bit more magic, I think. What if what if A was 1? Well, now what is the minimum sum for this diagonal? And the answer is 18. And that is because the minimum digits you could use in each of the boxes highlighted here is 1, 2, and 3, which add up to 6. 6 times 3 equals 18. Absolute knowledge bomb there from us. And as you clear away the dust from that knowledge bomb, you may think, well, could this clue represent 18? Could A be 1 and B be 8? And the answer then is no, because that would be also saying that 1, 8 appeared in this diagonal. And if that was the case, then the minimum you're adding up to is 8, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, which adds up, I'm here to tell you, to 23, which is a slightly more impressive bomb of knowledge. And 23 is not 18, and it's much more than 18. And what I'm also telling you there is that AB can't add up to 19 either, because 1, 9, actually it would blow it out the water in to exactly the same degree as 18. Yeah, and that's a learning that may actually be relevant in this puzzle. Often when you are adding up a set of digits to an unknown number, the units digit of the number, yeah, definitely in this puzzle, the units digit of the number, of the 2-digit number, will always be a digit that appears in the diagonal in question. What I'm saying is that if this was either 19 or 29 or 39, it would be saying that 1 9 or 2 9s or 3 9s appeared in the column. So 9 will all in the diagonal. So 9 will always appear in this set of digits. And what you can then do is deduct that 9 in the set of digits from the total of the set of digits, and all of the digits in the highlighted set, apart from that one instance of that one digit, will add up to the tens digit times 10. So if this was 29, they would add up to 20. I'm sorry, that may not be clear, but it's something that I'm thinking may become relevant. Anyway, what we have proved and what should be clear is that this AB cannot begin with a 1. It can't be 18 or 19. It has to be bigger. A is therefore 2 or 3, and exactly the same strictures apply down here to CD. So C is 2 or 3, and we have a 2-3 pair established, not in the grid, but down here. A and C are 2 and 3. Now, we're then going to have to cope with these diagonals for B and D, which I've got that totally wrong. Brilliant. There we go. Actually, let's colour them, because I think we may need this. There we go. So D question mark is purple and B question mark is yellow. Now, the exciting thing about these diagonals now is that they don't add up to 20 something or 30 something. They add up to, well, what is the maximum? Let's count it. I actually know that we can't be going above 59 for the look and say reason, but I think we're going to be well under that. Let's do the absolute. Let's do the absolute maximum on yellow, because that's not bumping into any 8s. That would be a 9-8 here, a 9-8 here. That's 34. Plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 is, well, actually it's 61. It can't be 61 because that would say there were 6 1s. And this is the look and say thing. We're only hitting 5 boxes. So B and D are from 1, 4 and 5. But I have a feeling it's going to be very difficult for them to be 4s and 5s. Although actually they can't both be 1s. So one of them is going to have to be at least. Now, why is it going to be difficult? Because that 9-8, 9-8 and 3 9s example was very extreme. Once you pull this down to 4 9s being maximally involved, well, let's say they were there, and that every other digit in the diagonal was an 8. You'd have 4 9s equals 38, 36, and 3 8s equals 24. Oh, you'd still be up to 60. Okay, this isn't quite as limiting as I'd thought. Maybe there's something geometrically. Oh, bother, I've only just seen. This is obviously. I mean, I thought this was going to be useless, but actually this can't add up to. Well, the look and sayness of this says that the first digit is a 1. It can't be a 2. You're only going to get one instance of a digit in a single box. So this is adding up to somewhere between 12. Well, no, between 10 and 19. I must remember that a question mark could be a 0. No, question marks may represent any digit between 1 and 9. So no, question marks can't be 0s. It's in the rules. Anyway, I want to think about D question mark and BD. BD can't. I don't know, I want to eliminate 5. Could you have 5 repeats of a digit in the diagonal? Oh, right. No, hang on. You can't here. Because D in this case, the units digit is 1, 4 or 5. In fact, if B was a 5, D is 1 or 4. And then you'd be filling this with 5 4s or 5 1s, which is madness. It's madness to have 5 1s because you couldn't anyway, given the placement of the given ones. But if you had 5 4s, those cells, for instance, would add up to 20, and you could only have 2 9s to get the total up to 38. You weren't getting to 50 anything. So B is not a 5. What about D? D question mark says that you could have 5 9s and be adding up to 59. And that would be 45 in those cells, and another 14 in these two. Well, I mean, it doesn't work because... Oh, well, it does work. Because it wouldn't have to be that cell, it could be that cell. Okay, so if these were 5 9s, that's 45, plus 6 there, plus 8 here is 59. So maybe D can be a 5. That's really weird. That's really annoying, actually. I think I'm a long, long way away from absolutely understanding how this puzzle works. Is that any good? 2 1s would be 21. That's very easily done. Oh, this one, I mean, this is useless at the moment, but 2 of the digits in that group add up to 10. because the look and say says that one of them is the units digit. Once you take that out, this is the simple way of explaining what I was trying to explain more complicatedly earlier. Once you take out the x that is the units digit, the remainder of this sum, which begins with a 1 in its 2-digit number, is 10. So 2 of those digits add up to 10. Now, I don't know. I'd love to think it helped, but I don't see how it does. Now, I want to think about this a bit more, because I bet there's a reason D can't be 5. No, I'll tell you what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for a reason that B can't be 1. Right, if B was a 1, the maximum that we could have, and it doesn't really matter in a way what the maximum is, BD, well actually no it does, BD has a maximum then of 15. Now can we make these 5 yellow cells add up to 15? And remember, if it is 15, one of them is a 5, because that's what the look and say clue would say. Now what can the others be? 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1. They already add up to 13. If you have to increase one of them to a 5, you can just do it. You'd have a 2, 5 and a 2, 3 in the pairs, and 1's in all the others, and then you would get there. And exactly the same thing would happen if you had a 16, well you can't go above 16. It could actually be 14. Okay, so I can't rule a 1 out of there. That's annoying. I think it's easier for there to be a 1 in this one. For D. Oh no, hang on. If D was a 1, then this is a 41 clue, definitely. With 4 1s in it. And you're never going to get to that. Why? In fact, you can't even have 4 1s. Right, B can't be a 4. Oh no, hang on. Okay, I'm getting overexcited. You can't have 4 1s or 5 1s in this row. D cannot be 1 because of that. Because if D was 1, B would be 4, and you would need to put 4 1s in yellow, and you can't do that. There's only 3 boxes which have availability for 1s. So D is not 1. That's taken me ages, but it's fairly straightforward. D is 4 or 5, so this thing does add up to at least 40. Now I want to prove that B doesn't. Because I think B is going to be a 1, but I haven't got any proof yet. If B was a 4, this would be 45. You would have to put 4 5s on this set. Right, if you did put 4 5s in this diagonal, they would add up to 20. You'd have 3 digits left to add up to 25. Now, you're thinking 9, 8 and 7 only add up to 24, but you can have other repeats. So you could theoretically have 9, 8 and 8 as well as the 4 5s. Now, it's my job to work out why this can't work. Unless it does work. Can BD be 45? If BD was 45, D, question mark, would be 50 something. And there would be 5 instances of the same digit on this diagonal, including in all those positions. Wow, I mean, I don't know. I suppose it is sort of possible. Oh, gosh. Does the overlap matter? No. I mean, I don't think it does much. But if BD was 45, D question mark would be 50 something. And the 4 5s, I don't know, they'd probably be in 4 of those 4 positions and either here or here. Adding up to 20. No, I don't know. Right, let's think about these full diagonals a bit more. They're 20 something and 30 something. So one of them is 20B. Oh, so it's either 21 or 24 now, the 20 something. And it has 2 1s or 2 4s on it. 6, 12... 21 is very difficult. 21 could only be done by being 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Because it's also saying you'd only have 2 1s. 24 would be saying you'd have 2 4s. I think there's a little bit more freedom with that. Now on the other side, and I mean, I don't know which way round is which. Whichever one begins with a 3 is 30, 34 or 5. And has 3 4s. Ah, yay, look, that's CD and that's BD. Oh, look at this, yellow and blue. Yes, yellow and blue only go through 5 different boxes. And we have to have a C number of Ds and a B number of Ds in those boxes. And that means D cannot... Oh, hang on, this is impossible now. No, sorry, it's not, because we have a C number of Ds and a B number of Ds. I think maybe I said that and then I was thinking we needed a D number of Ds. We don't. We have a C number of Ds and a B number of Ds in those boxes. They can't add up to more than 5. So B is not a 4, B is a 1. We've got a digit and it's not in the grid and it's 18 minutes in. Brilliant stuff. Right, but B is now 14 or 15. And that means the digits that are not the 1, 4 or the 1, 5 that the look and see clue is saying have to add up to 10. So we're going to put a 4 or a 5 somewhere on this, but all the other digits only add up to 10. So the 4 or 5 is going to have to go in one of the 2 cell pairs because we can't afford to put 2 lots of 2, 3 in that, or we've already got to the 10 without filling any other digits in. So one of those is a 4 or 5. The others in that box will, in those 2 boxes, let's say they're the minimum 2, 2, 3, that adds up to 7. That leaves only 1, 1, 1 to go in those cells, and they are right. And these are either 2, 3 in one case, and in the other case either 2, 4 or 2, 5, depending on whether D is a 4 or a 5. Right, and then in CD, well, do we have 2 lots of the 4 or the 5 or 3 lots? I don't know, but this digit now has become quite low. D is 4 or 5. There are 4 or 5 instances of the same digit in this set. Now, if they're 9s, which is worth thinking about, because apart from the 1 9 that contributes the units digit question mark, the rest are contributing to D times 10. So let's say there were 5 in those positions and they were 9s. That adds up to 45. This, we can't get to 59 now because we need another 14. And although we could put 5 here and 9 here, that would be a 5th 9, a 6th 9. No, a fifth 9. And we were only looking at 49. Hang on, though. Now I've got myself confused. Was I looking at 49 or 59? Let's look at 59 first of all, with 5 9s appearing there. They add up to 45. Yeah, this is what I was looking at. Then you'd need 5 and a weird 6th 9. In fact, it's not just because it would be the 6th and break the look and say. There'd be 2 9s in the box. That is too much. That doesn't work. I think 9s are the extreme case. If you make it 7s, you're just not getting close. You could have 5 7s, you've got 35, plus 5 is 40, you're never getting to 57. So 5 has become impossible. This D is a 4. And there are 4 Ds in 4 question marks, 4 of some unknown digit in this diagonal. Wow. What is the number? It's 40 something. I mean, sorry, that's very obvious. Let's again go with 9s. Let's say we had 4 9s, which are 36, but we're now coming to a total of 49. So the other 3 cells in this 7-cell set have to add up to at least 13. Well, they have to add up to exactly 13. And that is doable. So... oh, but we now know D is a 4, so that takes 5 out of these cells. And there is 1 4. BD is a 14 clue, so there is 1 4 there. There are 3 4s in blue. Because that clue is... no, it could be 2 4s. Ow! Ah. This cannot be 20 something anymore. Yes. Is that right? CD would be 24. If C was a 2, this group adds to 24. But there's no 1 allowed in it anymore. So each box would contain at least 2, 3, 4, and that adds up to 27. You can never keep it down to 24. C is not the 2. C is the 3. This takes me ages. I'm sorry. But we've got A, B, C, and D done. This is the one now that adds up to 21. And that is very constrained in it because it only has 2 1. Oh, look, there's Sudoku. That is a 1. It's got 4 1s. And that's really relevant right now. This diagonal only has 2 1s on it. And if we minimize everything else, 1, 2, 3 in that box, 1, 2, 3 in that one, we're up to 12. This one doesn't have a 1 in it because of the look and say clue. That's 2, 3, 4. And that diagonal is basically done. Let's get rid of the red color now. I mean, just as soon as I introduce the concept of that diagonal, it's finished. And we have completed it. Can we do any more 1s by Sudoku? There's a 1 there. There's a 1... ooh, there's a 1 in one of those cells, and there's a 1 now in one of those. Can this... and this has gone down, can't be a 5. I don't know. Yeah. None of these can be as low as 1, 2, or 3, but we're trying to get this high, actually. So maybe I'm not doing anything useful to this diagonal yet. Let's look at this one instead. CD is 34. Now, what are the minima now? 2, 3, 4 there. 2, 3, 4 here. That's 18. 2, 4, 5 here is 29. Oh, bother. 5 degrees of freedom. That's not what I wanted to find out. Oh, here's some Sudoku. 8 and 8 are looking into this box and can't be there. Now they can't be on the diagonal. 8 is in one of those cells. That is on this diagonal where there's a pair adding up to 10 on this diagonal. I wish I knew it had to be 8 and 2, but I think it doesn't. That was still weird. Oh, also, look. 8 is on this diagonal in box 5 now by Sudoku. Oh, and that's going to change our numbers. Right, 2, 3, 4 there, 2, 3, 4 there, that's 18. 2 there is 20, plus an 8 is 28, plus a 4 is 32. Now we've only got 2 degrees of freedom. That's a bit more exciting. That's a bit more exciting because I think 2 has to be in one of these positions. Because if you don't make those 2, 3, 4, they become 3, 4, 5, and that's 3 total higher than 2, 3, 4, which means that that's more than 2 degrees of freedom. I mean, I'm beginning dimly to see that this puzzle could be solved, but it still looks absolutely monstrous at this point to me. But we are getting somewhere, so I'm going to crack on. Oh, look, 2 is an X-wing there and there. So there's a 2 in one of those positions. 2 is an X-wing there and there. There's a 2 in one of those. Right, this is 34, and it's nearly very constrained because we put an 8 on it. 8, 2, 4. I'm just doing the maths again to check. 14 plus 9 plus 9 is 32, and we need to get to 34. Can 1 be on this diagonal? Okay, let's think about that. Let's go with 49, and let's say we had 9s in these 4 positions. That would be 36, and we'd need another 13, which we were saying was easy before. It's not so easy with a 1 there. These would have to add up to 12, and they would be 8 and 4. Okay, this doesn't work, because actually you can't put a 9 here because of this diagonal. Ah, maybe you can. If it was a 19 clue, 9, 4, 6 would work. No, one of them is an 8. Nine, 2, 8. Okay, I haven't got it. I thought I had. I thought this couldn't be a 9. Oh, it's so close though. Well, I mean, all I was trying to do was rule a 1 out of here, and I think I failed just. But I mean, I must be on the right path because there are so few clues. There's not much to go on here. One of those is a 2, and one of these is a 2. And they're going to be linked by the 2 in this box. So if that's a 2, that's a 2, that's a 2. And then that's a 3. They're going to be potentially linked by the... Well, if that was a 2, these are both 2s, and that's a 2. Oh, that's weird. It is possible, though. Oh, gosh. There has to be an 8 here. Doesn't that mean there has to be a 2 on this diagonal? It doesn't, because 8 could be the digit that is the second question mark. It could add up to 18. That's the problem. And then it could be 837 or 846. Oh, CD. Let's go back to that. CD is 34. And I'm making that minimally 234, 234, 248. And then there's 2 degrees of freedom. Now we have to have an 8. I was going to say, can that ever be a 3? But yeah, it just needs one of the higher digits to push up a tiny bit. Ah. Okay, I'm getting a bit stuck now. I mean, I suppose I've been quite stuck throughout, but is it the look and say? It is. What am I talking about? I mean, how have I not noticed this? The blue needs 3 4s. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I've been wasting your time not noticing that because of the look and say. It's 3 4s. It's not just 34. Now this is an 8-4 pair. Just is. And now, well, I mean, oh, now it's, I've still got the 2 degrees of freedom, but I don't actually have the power to do much with them. The minimum here is 2 3 4 2 3 4. That's 18 plus that pair takes us to 30. This can't be a 4. Therefore, I've got to increase something, but I can't change the 4. So the digit I have to increase in this set is a 3 changing to a 5, and that's going to force this to be a 2. That is incredible. So one of these sets is 2 3 4. The other one is 2 3 5. There's always a 3 in them and a 2. But in one case there's a 4, and in the other case there's a 5, and that 4 8 and that 2 makes it all work. This becomes a 3. These now can't be 2s. This has taken me ages, but you know, I'm not worrying about that. I'm just solving the puzzle my way. If it doesn't entertain you, fair enough. Right, these are where the 2s go in those boxes. And these 2 can't be 3s, but both, they don't have to be, well, this seems to now, no, I think I've accidentally taken 4 out, right. Those can't be 3s. One of these is a 3, but not both of them, because there is a 3 4 and a 4 5 pair in these boxes. That's so strange. One of these is a 3 in the corner. Okay, but that's looking at this. So that can't have a 3 in the corner because one of them is a 3 and is looking at that. I don't know which one, but one of them is. Now, how are we doing for 2s? That's not a 2, that's not a 2. 2, that's not a 2. One of these is a 3 and one is a 4. Isn't that right on this diagonal, which is adding to 12, 3, 6, 7. I hope it's not adding to 12. It's adding to 14. Yeah, a 3 and a 4. So that's a pair that I'm going to have to still resolve at some point. This one, well, we've done the maths. We know that's a 2, 3, 4 triple. Eights on that diagonal. Now, what's happened here? Anything? Well, maybe to that cell. No, I don't think so. Bother. This is 40 something. Could it be 48? 4 8s would add up to 32. These would have to add up to 16. No, I don't know where I'm going with that. That's not getting anything done. Sudoku. 1s and 2s are really all I've got going on in the Sudoku. Is it actually, oh, I haven't looked at this clue at all. I better give it a colour, hadn't I? I don't know what to do with that. I'm not spending time on that yet. I want to put 2 on this diagonal really badly to go with the 8, but it doesn't have to be that way. This could be 8, 3, 7 or 8, 4, 6. Yeah, it could. I haven't got a reason why it couldn't. Okay, let's go back to purple and 40x, 40 49 probably. Oh my goodness, this is so confusing. What is this? What are we to do? Such progress has been made, and yet it's still so difficult. Right, let's think about it. Okay, we'll think about it again. So the 4x's, nines are the most, and the most helpful. So let's imagine it wasn't nines. Let's go down to 8s, and we can put an 8 there and 8s in those positions, and that adds up to 32. And then the other cells, to get to 48, which is the number now, the other cells have to add up to 16. And if we put a 4 here, they can add up to 12, or if we put a 3 there, they can add up to 13. They certainly wouldn't have a 1 in then. Is it worth doing this for 1s? Well, 7s would be worse, because the 3 7s that are contributing not to the units digit, you've basically lost 3 off the sum, so you never get a 1 on that. So let's try it with 9s again. 9, 9, 9, 9. 4 9s is 36. We're aiming for 49, so these have to add up to 13, and they could go 1, 8, 4. Could they? I think they could. I can't see what the problem with that is. And that is frustrating, because it would be nice, even if it would only position 1s in those cells, I'd frankly like to do that. Okay. I'm going to think about this again in case I'm missing an aspect of it that matters. I can't help wondering if there's a clue missing. But I don't think there is. How am I meant to move forward? So one of these is a 3. And in that case, one of these is a 4. So that isn't a 4, because they're both looking at that. Now one of these pairs is 3, 4, and the other is 4, 5. What is that telling me? In the case where it's 3, 4, it's 3 in the corner and 4 in the inside bit. But in the case where it's 4, 5, I don't think I know the order. I don't think this has helped it. Now, this can't be a 4 anymore. So the only possibility for this diagonal here is either 8, 2 and anything, and we know there's an 8 on it, or it's 8, 3 and 7, adding up to 18 with 1 8 on it. But the trouble is 8, 2 and anything leaves that being anything, which is really not what I want. It's either a 7 or an 8 on, well, there is an 8 on this diagonal. And either that's 2, or if it's 3, there's a 7 in one of these positions. If it's 2, that's 4, that's 3. That 4 would force both of those to be 4s. Oh, goodness. Do I have to think about one of these numbers being something that makes everything else very difficult? 2's in those positions just sort out these 2's. That's not very difficult. 3 there, though. What would that do? That would force 3 into one of those 2, 3 into one of those 2. wouldn't do enough. And 3 here is even less powerful, I think. So no, I'm rejecting that as the way forward. Is it orange? Do I really have to think about orange? 2 1s would be 21. But I mean, it could be 1 anything. 2, obviously it begins with a 1 or a 2 because it only goes into 2 boxes. But there's a lot of totals there which can be achieved here, surely. I suppose these can't use 1 or 2, and they can't use both 3 and 4. So the minimum is 3 and 5 in both boxes. That takes us to a total of 18, which doesn't have 1 8 in. And in a similar way, you can't get to 19. So this is saying 20 something. And 2 lots of some digit x. But since that x could be a 1, and the 4 cells I've highlighted then only have to add up to 19, which is a very averagey number for 4 different digits. Well, maybe I need to go a little bit further and think, what if it was 23 or higher, and you had 2 3s here? 3, 6, 7, 8 would be the given digits then. The other 2 would have to add up to 15. It's not that difficult. It's not that useful. That's the end product there. Oh, I'm really stuck and scrambling now. So these are 5, 6, 7 and 9 in some order, because that's all that's left in this central box. That can be a 1. No, I don't think it can now. Ah, this... Yeah, okay, here's why I don't think this can be a 1, because I think that puts a 9 here. I don't think 9 is feasible up here anymore. Or is it? If this was... Yeah, no, it's not, because there is an 8 here. Oh, 9, 2, 8. Oh, it is feasible. I might be able to get to a position where this is 9 or 8, but I don't think it's going to help even if I can. Okay, it's obviously on purple. 4 9s, 49. A 9 there and a 9 there. 36. These have to add up to 13. We assume an 8 in the middle block. 4, 8, 1. That's how this gets to be a 1. Is there an actual problem with that? You've got 4 there. You end up with 3 here on the diagonal. I don't know. I can't see why it's not possible. Wow, guys, what am I missing? It's not Sudoku again. That would be so embarrassing. It's something to do with this, which is probably 49. If this was 48, well, did I rule out that it could possibly be 47, or was I only concentrating on whether that could have a 1 in it? If this was 47, we'd have 4 7s adding up to 28. The others would have to add up to 19. Okay, they couldn't be 8 4 7 because that would be an extra 7. They couldn't be 8 3 8 because that would put an 8 in a box with an 8 in it. And they couldn't have a 4 here. 4 4, what was it? 28 and 19, because you can't get to 19. So it couldn't be 7s at all. Could it be 4 6s, 24, and we need another 22? No, they can't supply enough. Right, so we can rule out 7s. We are either looking at a total of 48 or 49 with 4 8s or 4 9s. It's got to be one of those sets. If it's 4 8s, they have to go in those cells. Let's make them grey. If it's 4 9s, you can put 1 there, and then the others do have to go in these cells. So these 3 cells are either 8 or 9, and they are repeats of each other. I'm going to take the grey out of that cell. In fact, let's make these all purple as well, because that's still what we're looking at. I mean, that's taken me ages to establish. But this cell, look at it. It's by geometry. It's got to go here because that one sees this. In row 7, it's got to go here. Therefore, it's not 8. Oh my goodness, that's taken forever, but it's so clever. It's brilliant. Right, that is a 9. Now, we know we're adding up to 49 now. Okay, well, that's something. One of these is a 9. It's that one. We know now. Suddenly, everything becomes clearer. Okay, and now we have to make, let's get rid of those purples. We have to make the remaining 3 purples add up to 13. There are 4 options for these. 8, 4, 1, 8, 3, 2, 4, 4, 5, and 4, 3, 6. Well, it can't be a 2 by Sudoku because of that 2. So this is 1, 5, or 6, and I don't think we can finish that off at the moment. But we've got these 9s in. Now, we need an 8 in this set. That's there, but we need 2 of them to add up to 10. That's got to be 8 and 2. So that does sort out... Oh, I mean, how did I not realise that would sort this out? Anyway, I don't know. Doesn't matter. We've got a 4 there. So these don't have 4s, but we do need 4s in both of those blue boxes. So those are 4s, and this is a 3, 5 pair. Okay, come on, let's keep going, because we've got some motion finally now. 9, 1, 3, 2. We need a 4 in this box. Look, it's there by Sudoku. Oh, 4 in this box is in one of those 3 cells, and in this box it's in one of those 2. What I'm saying is in this row, 4 has to be here, and that finishes off yellow, which needs a 3 on it. Okay, so yellow, you are done. Done and dusted. Bye-bye, yellow. Now, 3... What did these have to add up to? How can I not remember? 13. So these remaining 2 cells add up to 10. That can't be right. It can be right. There's only one way. It's with a 4 and a 6. Yes! 6, 4. And purple thing is finished. Just going to check my maths one last time. 36, 46, 49, 4 9s. Yes. That 4 makes this an 8. Now I've just got the extremes of this, 1, 3 and 1, 5 to finish off at some point. Let's just keep doing Sudoku though, because that has helped a lot. One of those is a 4. No, that's a definite 4. Yeah, one of those is 4, one of those is 4. X-wing on 4s remaining. What about 3s? One of those is a 3. Oh, that's become a 1. Oh yeah, these 1s got done now. Excellent. Those are 1s, those aren't. 6 is in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku. That is 5 or 7. Oh, that's become a 2. 2s are going to be finished right now. There they are. They're all done. These are from 3, 5, 7. Now, those didn't have a 9, so there is a 9 in one of those cells, and the 9 in column 4 is there, and the 9 in row 2 is there, and the 9 in column 8 is there, and the 9 in box 5 is done, and that's all the 9s done. Ha ha! Ha ha! 9s. Okay, come on. 3 in box 2. There it is. Everything is pointing at that being a 3, but I cannot prove it. That's 5 or 7. Now, down here, that plus not really yielding anything. Fair enough. Such a clever puzzle, by the way. I mean, I'm lost in admiration. Haven't really attempted orange yet, have I? It's going to be time to do that in a moment. That's a 5-7 pair. 2, 3, that is 5, 6 or 7. Okay, let's fill in the possible candidates, because that might be revealing. But now we worked out that it was, the minimum numbers here. 513 is 9, 516 there takes us up to 21. So 2 1s is possible if they're all absolutely minimum. 2 2s is not possible. 2 3s, no, we can't get 2 3s. The next digit that can appear twice is 5s. 2 5s is 25. If we had 2 5s, say there and there, we'd be up to 12. These two, say, would have to add up to 13. That is possible. Annoyingly, that is possible. 2 6s, 1 there and 1 there, and then we'd be adding up to 14 and another 12. Yeah, I'm afraid there are possibilities. That is frustrating. Let's do Sudoku instead, because I'm not loving those possibilities anymore. That was a 5-7 pair though, so this couldn't be 5 or 7. I hadn't factored that in. 3 6, that is 3 or 6. That's 3 6 or 8. These are 5 6, 7 and 8 in some order, which is unenlightening. 8 has to be in one of those cells. This one is, I don't know, 5 6 7 or 8 again. That's really not the set I want to be juggling with at the moment. Can I use the fact that one of these is a 3 and one is a 5 for something? That digit is there. Maybe it's colouring. Let's do a little bit of colouring. That digit is also there. Then it's in one of these two. Okay, I'm interested in yellow now. It's got my interest. And in this row, it's in one of those two. Well, okay, that is interesting, because that forms a 3 5 7 virtual triple down here. Those two are from 3 5 and 7, and yellow is 2. So this is either 6 or 8. Doesn't do anything. Does it? I don't think so. But maybe this is it. Maybe we need to do some sort of weird colouring shenanigans now. I mean, that could well be the same as that. But if that's a 6, maybe not. If that's a 3, maybe not. Hmm. 8. Oh, that's an 8. That's just Sudoku. Oh, how am I missing that? So one of those is an 8, and now that isn't an 8, and all my extra work to get that this was 6 or 8 is pointless, because it had to be an 8. In fact, 8s may nearly be done. That is an 8. That's on my orange diagonal. Oh, okay. Now, what are we up to now? 10 already. And if we were going to double some... Oh, we can't. That's not minimum. It's not 2 1s, because the least we can add up to is 23. So it is 2 5s, 6s, 7s or 8s. Right, we're adding up to 10 now. With 2 5s, that would be 20, and this would have to be another 5. That's not it. With 2 6s, 7, 14, 22, that would have to be a 4. Did I get it right with 2 5s? Let's just check that again. With 2 5s, 6, 12, 20 and a 5 for 25. With 2 6s, 7, 14, 22 and a 4. That's not possible. It's either 2 7s or 2 8s. 2 7s, 8, 16, 24. That would be a 3. Okay, that is possible. 7, 3, 7, to name a favourite aeroplane. With 2 8s, they would be here. 8, 9, 18. These would have to add up to 9. No, to 10 between them. They would both be 5s. Okay, well that is possible with an 8 here. But either way round, these two are the same. So if that's yellow, that's yellow. Now this isn't yellow, and this is. Now, can we keep colouring yellow, which is 5 or 7? So that's not a 6. Yellow is here. Come on, yellow. Yellow is here. Keep going, yellow. Do something for me. Yellow is here. And that's not yellow. And this one is, and is 5 or 7. And now we've got a 3, 5, 7 triple. And at least we get a 6 in the box. And that's a 6. And this one is another breed of 5 or 7, and I wonder if we'll look at that in a moment. One of those is not a 6, so one of these is a 6, and this is 3, 5 or 7, but not 6. This is 6. How are we doing 6s? One of those, one of those, one of those. Oh, 6s, you let me down. You let me down bad. That is not, oh no, this is not a 6 because it's yellow. So that's where 6 goes. So 6s didn't let me down, I let myself down. One of those is a 6 and one of them is a 4. So that's a 4-6 pair, yes, borne out by the 3, 5, 7 triple. Now, I've got 3 and 5s coloured as though they're the same, but they're not, they're different. And that means that yellow can't be 5 because it sees both corners. And one of those needs to be a 5. So yellow is 7. Ha-ha! And now on this one, what did that mean? I think it meant this wasn't an 8. So the diagonal already adds up to 24. It's not doing 2 8s. It's doing 2 7s, and that's a 3. There we go. Orange was... well, this orange diagonal was 27 using 2 7s. And this is a 5, and this corner is a 3, this corner is a 5, all 3 in the corner, proving its position. Now I can get rid of all the colouring because the 7s have served their purpose, and the diagonal is finished, and now we're just doing a little bit of Sudoku to finish off this absolutely epically gorgeous puzzle. That's so clever. 3 good for you is 2 good for me and is very good for all of us. 4, 6, look at that. 5, 4, 5, 6 here. We can just do those as 6, 5, 4. And the mark of a classy finish to a Sudoku is there's almost nothing left to do when you finally figure out the interesting stuff. There we go. Just under an hour, but what an hour of fun for me. Thank you very much for watching, as always, on the channel. It is a pleasure to have your company. And that is a very clever puzzle. It's a pleasure to have a go at solving things like that. And we will be back with you, more Sudoku tomorrow. Thank you, as always, for watching us on the channel. Bye for now.